Hello students, so we are continuing with our next series of the French words. There were so many French words and there was a plethora of response from the students as I was discussing about the French words. Let's continue our discussion further related to our French foreign words which have enriched English language vertically. Right? We had done already some words occurrent, avant-garde, à la carte, amour, bête noire, beaux arts, billet dogs, bon vivant, bon voyage, brouhaha, canard, carte blanche, cause celebre, coupe tigres, coupe tient, and now we turn to the next word of today, that is coup tient. Now we had done coup means a overthrow of the government. When you are overthrowing the government, that means you are opposing the government. In that case, it is called coup tient. It's a sudden overthrow of the government. That means you come into power. You must have all heard of Mangal Pandey mutiny. Yes, the first war of independence, 1857. What was it? It was a rebellion. It was a mutiny. It was an insurgence. When you try, you're not happy with the existing government and you try to overthrow that government, that is coup d'etat. We sometimes just make it a shortened form, that is coup. Don't merge up with the word and don't confuse yourself with insurgency or insurrection. It is a seizure of the powers of others. It's a kind of a revolution because every revolution brings change, and this is a rebellion or change or revolt against the existing government. Moving to the next word, Deja vu. What is deja vu? Deja vu is a very important and interesting word. It means a feeling that you have seen. You know, when you look at somebody, you say, oh, I have seen him before. Oh, he appears quite familiar. So what is it? That is a deja vu. It's a feeling of having already experienced something which actually being experienced first time. It's a kind of a familiarity. It forms a link in our mind, in our cerebral, and it is a past life experience we recall. You know, sometimes we use the idiom go down the memory lane. Please note the idiom. Go down the memory lane and you would recognize what was these past life experiences meant. So this is something which is, yes, deja vu. Moving to our next part in this, that is de rigueur. De rigueur is an absolutely required by fashion or custom, something which is according to custom or trend, which is in fashion. If I would use the idiom, that is in vogue, in trend, you know, something which is in trend, something which has not become obsolete or outdated with the passage of time, something which is up to date, which is modish, which is all the rage at this time. This is existing. It is a kind of an elegant thing which is in vogue or fashion. So a person likes to dress up in vogue, in fashion. Enfant terrible, a person with strikingly unconventional ideas. Unconventional means bohemian, different, out of the box ideas. Causing dismay means a sadness to a group. He is a bohemian, as I was talking the word, please, very important word, do underline and put an asterisk to it. Boho, or the person who is deviant, you know, dividing or, you know, moving away from your track. You are a free spirit, you are a heretic, you are iconoclast, you are breaker of images, you have an individualistic identity, and that is enfant terrible. Right? Unconventional people or bohemians are liked by those who have very eccentric ideas. The next word is very interesting, spirit de corps, spirit of devotion among the members of the people, the group for the other group, or as a camarade or a bonding, a kind of a solidarity. Please note AILET paper 12, we had the question of solidarity in the same spirit de corps, which is something where all the members of the group work in harmony. There is a kind of a strong bondage among them, and this bonding and solidarity, a feeling of oneness, right? Very important feeling of oneness and fellowship is which makes them work together. The next word, entity. It is used in a very close idiom, that is in rapport. Please note, The pronunciation too, in rapport. A teacher and a student should be in rapport. There should be a close understanding. There should be an agreement. They should be very much in alliance, in arrangement. They should be settling together. They should be in treaty or accord with each other, and their protocol or concord. Please root co, that is together, and cord, that is close to heart, somebody who's with whom our heart feelings match. That kind of a person is entity. A close understanding, a good relationship, a rapport between the two parties where one understands the other. Moving to next, fait accompli. Accomplice is somebody who acts as a a helper, an aider. So, an accomplished and presumably irreversible fact, something which cannot be changed. It is a truth. It is an accomplished fact, certainty. It is hard fact. It is a done deal, or something which is a fact of life, which is the truth. We say now the bitter truth, the grim reality, the ground reality. Yes, this is what it actually means. That means you have the knowledge of what is the exact truth behind it, the grim or the ground reality. Fox pass must have been very commonly heard. If you have heard of the Aristotelian word, yes, hamartia, synonym of the word hamartia, or the Shakespearean word, that is flaw, mistake, blemish, defect, error. Any kind of an gaffe, any kind of peccadillo. Please note the Italian word. It is a kind of a howler, a boner, gauchi. Every person has an Achilles heel, or man has various hamartias of flaw. And if we recall the line of the CLAT and the AILET paper 12, every Shakespearean character has a flaw, and this flaw leads to the downfall, doom and disaster of the person, and that is called the fox paws, the defect or a blemish or a blunder in a person. We are all a bundle of, right and wrong things, so it's irritating to both of them. Moving to the next word, haute couture. Haute couture is very much in fashion. Yes, something which is high fashion, which is high class dressmaking. 7th Avenue, a design of fashion, fashion designing, a garment industry where people dress up as per the high fashionable people dress up. This is a society, the elite or the polished or the cream of the society, who are expected to do so. Moving to the next, hot mondi is high society, referring to the elite class, the A-list or the beau mondi, the beautiful people, the cream of the society, the people who referred to as the elite and the most polished and refined section of the society. Joy de vivre. Can you see the root which shines there? Yes, it shines like an armor. The word viv, that means life. Simply taking out the meaning, that is joy of life, the spirit of living, being very vivacious and being very bubbly in life. You are full of enthusiasm, you are full of desire. You must have heard of the famous lines, desire and curiosity are the two eyes which keep a person alive. So if you are too much enthusiastic, enchanted towards things, you are more full of gaiety, cheerfulness, flippancy, merriment, glad, larky, enjoying life, pleasures of life. You are in a high spirit. That is the word joy vivre, that is the joy of life. I wish you all the joys of life, that is the happiness, so that you come out in flying colors. Moving to the next word, this is very commonly used even in economics, laissez-faire. That means government has no right to interfere in business. Simply meaning a doctrine that the government should regulate, means control as little as possible, especially in business, means government has no right to interfere in business, denoting a kind of a do nothing policy. It is a free hand. You give the company, the entrepreneur, a freedom to do on his own. The government will not interfere in this. That is called laissez-faire. Mancu is any kind of a desired goal, any kind of achieved goal. It's failing to achieve a desired goal. If a person is false, his all his dreams fall apart, his everything is unsuccessful and it falls flat, not able to achieve his ambition in life, and that is the word Mancu. Turning to next word, noblesse oblige. Must have done this even in the sheet which I discussed with you in the foreign words. Noblesse oblige is nobility oblige, that is the obligation of a nobleman. That is, it implies that more is expected from certain person in keeping with their background, the office or position. Means you expect from a person, because he was occupying a very strong position in the past, a very important action. This is expected from a person who is of high position, right? Novorich, can you see the root? That is novel, that is newly. A person who was not rich by birth but has really recently become rich, right? A person who has recently become ostentatiously rich, which is a term which is derogatory because this is something very stifling. A person who is not rich by birth, he is not born with a silver spoon, but who acquires richness, because he is a novio rich, he carries a lot of heirs. Passe is something outdated, obsolete, out of fashion, not in use, right? We did something invo, in fashion, and now this is passe, which is outdated, not in fashion, unfashionable, behind the times, something obsolete or outdated, no more in use. It is defunct, de negative, funct, not functioning at this time, so it's not functioning properly. It's dead, it's gone, it's not in vogue or on fashion. Roman à Clef is a novel which has imaginary fictitious characters. It's very important literary word, that is Bildungsroman. Please note, historical fiction, a Roman saga, a kind of any novel, the characters are all imaginary and fictitious. That kind of a novel would be taken. You can take up Jane Austen's novels, or you can Charles Dickens' novels, or various Victorian of William Makepeace Thackeray. Most of the novels have Roman a clef. Moving to our next word, savoir-faire is the ability, ability to perform well, ability to do accurately according to the appropriate situation. You have that suavity, the fitness, the caliber, the accomplishment, the potential to do things in the right manner. The mode of action is always fair and right. Savoir vivre from the root vive. Yes, it must ring a bell in your mind. Vive is life. So it is life. So if it was, that is the mode of performing well. This is the mode or the art of knowing how to live well. You are civil, you are very courteous, you know the etiquettes, the manner, the polished, the refined culture of the society. Have that decorum to behave. There is some ways of behaving, those etiquettes which tell about you and your background. It's very important, and this makes a person a complete person, a perfect human being. Tete-a-tete, a close conversation, chai pe charcha, coffee with Karan, right? So what are these? It's an intimate conversation, a confidential discussion, a dialogue between two people, a kind of a parley, not the word parley ji. It's a sweet chat, talk, where you reveal your innermost feelings. You vent out your feelings and you reveal what is there in your heart. Tour de force is the turn of strength. It's the skill, the triumph, the masterpiece, the example of something which is marvelous. It's a feather in your cap. Your selection in CLAT will be your feather in your cap. It will be an additional achievement. It's a master stroke. It's something which is marvelous, great, a great achievement. Vis-a-vis, face to face. When you have an interview, this was a part of again the NLS Bangalore paper 2005. It was in relation compared with somebody with whom you are face to face, just sitting face to face, as we have in interview. Volte-face is sudden reversal of situation. You just twist and turn the situation. The situation was something else and you just totally reverse and change the situation, simply meaning reversal of situation is volte-face. This was the last word for today related to French words. We have done ample number of selected French words. I hope you understood all of them. If you have any queries, any doubts, do inbox, do write up all your queries. We'll be waiting for your answer. Do make sentences and do send to it right now. Thank you.